Hello, everyone, and happy, healthy New Year. I am so excited that we get to see you tonight. I am inviting my wonderful friend Sam on, and I think she's on right now. Are you on, Sam? Oops, I have to add apologies. And I think she's hopping on right now. Sam, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Wonderful, wonderful. So tonight, everyone, what I thought I would do is give you a little change of a pace and make sure that you are introduced to the most amazing Sam. I met Sam, I think it was a year and a half ago. We were at a Wakaya Perfection conference, and she just bumbled up to me this bundle of joy and energy and shared with me that she had survived Hurricane Harvey. I think I had on a Texas t-shirt on, and that's how she identified me. And she walked up and introduced herself, and I said, "Oh my goodness, you live in the Houston area too?" And she said, "Yes, I do." And she said, um, "How did you do?" And I said, "Well, it was a little scary, but we were okay." And Sam lost everything, right?
Yes. Yeah, I
Clothes,
did.
clothes, house, car, I think too. Yes.
Hmm?
Yeah. This woman is the epitome of what a warrior truly is. I absolutely hold her in the highest honor. She is a pace setter for Wakaya Perfection, just an amazing woman, and she has such an amazing story. I'm so blessed to have you in my life. We've developed this wonderful friendship, and I wanted to bring her on tonight because she has a powerful story to share. So I want you to talk a little bit about how you survived Hurricane Harvey, because any people that lived in Houston understand how amazingly stressful that whole experience was, even if you were blessed like I was and you had neighbors that were underwater. It's just absolutely amazing to me. So tell a little bit about your Harvey experience and about your experience before Harvey. And take it away, my sweet friend Sam.
Why, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Harvey was a test of being very strong. It made you dig down and focus on what was important and get your house back together. And there was no time to feel sorry for yourself. And more or less, that's what it is. You roll up your sleeve and you do what you have to do. And I sort of take that whole approach with my whole life. I never feel sorry for myself because if you're open for opportunities, ways will come and help you, and friends will come and help you. And that's what brought, we were talking about many years ago. I had an aneurysm. And if a lot of you don't know what an aneurysm is, it's a little bubble inside your head like a blood vessel, and it burst. And actually, I had two of them. And I was very fortunate that I listened to people and listened to my body because I heard it pop and I didn't know what it was. I was as healthy as I could be, which saved me. My brain started to swell, but I was still in ICU for 13 days and I still needed brain surgery. But again, it was a blessing. I mean, I think everything is a blessing. It makes you listen to your body and you dig down and you find out what you're really made of. And then maybe that's what you're supposed to do with head traumas. And I got to say, it was a long 5 years. And I am a non-compliant drug person, meaning that the Dilantin that they give people didn't let me sleep. So after I got off the major drugs that I was supposed to get off to, they gave me the Dilantin, and I took myself off of it, and I weaned myself off of it. And I started reducing the inflammation in my body. And I did it with just a lot of water, a lot of clean eating. And I went back to running probably 2 months afterwards, maybe 3 months afterwards. Yeah, I did not.
Wow.
Yes, yes. I am one of those type of people that, nope. not going to happen, not going to get upset, not going to do anything. I did this before, I could do it again. And that's how I survived that aneurysm. I learned how to walk again. Numbers never came back, and I lost my long-term, not my long-term, but the memories of my childhood. So there are some downfalls on it. But again, I think it's a blessing. I survived an aneurysm. I survived Harvey. I've survived so much stuff. It makes you, it's your journey. You know, it's how you face life. Facing
Well,
life is just different.
you're like a phoenix in my mind because we had both shared that I'm also a TBI survivor and I did it the non-traditional way. I absolutely refused brain surgery when the neurosurgeon told me he was going to drill 12 holes into my head. That seemed a little creepy to me. And I used the power of positivity and my health. I was fairly healthy at the time that it happened in order to actually come back from the dead, so to speak. I mean, I don't think people understand that different people with traumatic brain injuries, you had an aneurysm, I had a freak fall from an ice skating accident. I don't think people understand that everybody's journey is different, but in some ways it's the same. And so, what I think is similar to our journeys is how we focused on listening to our bodies. I know you said you went to college to be a physical therapist and decided you wanted the whole body experience. So, you're actually a medical massage therapist, which I find an interesting title. Can you talk a little bit about your training? Because I had training in psychology in college. Talk about your training and how that journey kind of brought you full circle to where you're at now.
Well, I started working in a hospital, and I was watching physical therapists, and I've always wanted to help people, you know, help and serve people and get them on their feet and look at the whole body. And I was watching physical therapists, and they weren't watching how people were walking, talking, or doing anything. They were only doing what was on that script. And then I started hanging around the physical therapist, and my mind just did not work that way. It just wasn't meant for me. So I got into massage, but I just couldn't do the spa. It was just too boring, and it went back to my brain aneurysm, that I could do so much more and do decompression, and there's just so many more manual therapies out there if you look for them, that you don't have to take the drugs that to make you when you have surgery, your body's on one side and your spirit's on another, and they always say I feel wrong. The first thing they want to do is give you a drug to make you feel better. And so I decided that I could do that. I could do that. So I started alternative medicine and massage, and I've been massaging for 30 years. So I take all kinds of.
So, what brought you into Wakaya? I'm assuming you've used some of the products with Wakaya. What brought you into Wakaya and what really intrigued you about the Wakaya Perfection products? Because I know for myself, I was taking ginger and turmeric because I had read that is an alternative source of nutrition, that that was really an amazing thing to take, but it really amplified my results for me. Did you have a similar experience?
Well, I had two things going on. I was insulin resistant, and they kept trying to put me on the wrong diet. And again, you've got to listen to your body. They kept trying to put me on the Mediterranean diet. Well, it's all grains. My body doesn't like grains, so it wasn't working. So no. But again, I still worked out really hard, and I can laugh at myself because I saw pictures of me running. So I mean, I know what I look like then. Um, and then I had shingles. Shingles kicked my butt. They gave me Lyrica because I was already on 2 rounds of antivirals and they didn't work. And my body was just so toxic. And I was already taking turmeric, but I wasn't taking it with ginger. I don't know why I didn't think about ginger, because ginger's great for your stomach. You know, I just never even thought about putting it together. And I was talking to a friend, and she says, I take turmeric. And I said, well, I take turmeric. And she's like, uh, I'm taking this and this. And I said, well, I'll get it actually, the inflammation actually went down, and I could tell within 2 weeks that the shingles went away. It was like a dog making its first puppy bark. I mean, all of a sudden it's like, oh, my pain's gone. Oh my God, this is less than 1 week. And people are going, what are you doing? What are you doing different? I always worked out. I always ate healthy. I always did the things you were supposed to do. But sometimes you need something else to help you. So the ginger and the turmeric worked well, and going on a keto diet,
I
and that
agree
helped.
with that. You've had an amazing journey on the keto diet. I know for myself, I've lost 35 pounds. I have a lot more that I want to lose, but I cannot believe how much better I feel, how much better my joints feel, to got my sugars down. But you have had an
I can't hear
amazing
you.
keto journey. Oh, can you hear me now?
I can't hear you. Something's up.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I can't hear. Oh
Are you okay? Well, leave, and then I'll invite you back on.
no.
I'm not where I can text. Can somebody tell her to close? I'm going to close her out and invite her back on. Okay. Bear with me, everybody. You have to love, you just have to love technology. It's been one of those weeks. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. So
I was like, what's going on here? Okay, I know. I know where the on button is on a computer. So I'm that generation. That's okay. We're
it,
human. That's it.
it's okay. So what I was saying is that I've had an incredible keto journey and have lost 35 pounds. Wakaya Perfection has some really great support products that really helped me. And I tell people you don't need Wakaya Perfection to do keto, but it sure does make it a lot easier. But you have had an amazing journey with the keto diet and with Wakaya Perfection products. How much weight have you lost?
28 pounds, and it stayed off for a year and a half. And I want you to know it's not strict keto. Everybody say, I can't do keto. I can't do keto. You can. It's just, just pick and choose, but yes, I've kept it off. And the good thing is it's the belly fat that's going away, which is the pre-diabetic. It's not, everybody's like, oh, I'm like, choose your passion. What do you want to do? Do you like the Buddha belly? You take it.
You look fantastic. You look fantastic. Actually, Sam lives on the complete opposite side of Houston as I do. We calculated that we live about 2.5 hours away from each other, and we both consider ourselves Houstonians, correct?
Yes. Yes. We have.
Houston, Houston
Houston's
is its own state inside of Texas, which is its own state. So what nuggets could you give somebody that maybe is going through their own health challenge, or maybe is recovering from an aneurysm, or what thoughts would you give people?
the aneurysm, I had a different thought because it was a long process, and you think of words that's on your tongue and you can't say it, and some days you have good bad days, and some have the brain is something. They rattled my brain, and I used to visualize that there was a broomstick and I would jump over it. And that's what I kept doing. Every day I would say, I'm jumping over that broomstick. I'm going to get there and nothing's going to stop me. And that's what I did. I plotted out on how to get my health well. And the being over 55 crowd that we are, losing weight is a little tougher than it is. Hey, what worked before does not work before, and you can't laugh it off, because the older you get, for every 4 pounds you're overweight, that is 10 pounds on your knees. 10 pounds. So if you think, okay, I'm only 20 pounds overweight, calculate that and say, or I'm only 10 pounds overweight. Think how much torsion's on your knee, and if you're flat-footed, if you walk heavy, if you're tall, that's where the massage therapist in person comes into me. And they'll go, well, I'm doing well. Yeah, but have how bad do you ache? You've got to make some changes, and just go through your cupboard and start eliminating one thing at a time. baby steps. And before you know it, everything's gone. You don't have to go full blown keto. I tried Weight Watchers. I tried Quick Playlist. I tried the Mediterranean. I tried them all because I'm only 5'1" on a good day. I mean, so it's on a good day, you know. So I'm just saying that.
Shorter people, I will admit. I think I'm 5'5", but Bill and I debate it all the time because I think I am shrinking as I get older. And you're right. I mean, we moved into a 2-story house 2.5 years ago, and I was concerned about walking up and down 17 steps. Now, I'm a lot older than I look, but I have to tell you, it was a little hairy scary there in the beginning before I knew about the ginger and turmeric that Wakaya Perfection has. It brings that inflammation down. And before we even knew what a keto diet was, and now I'm running up and down the steps like it's nobody's business, like I'm in my 20s. It's so amazing to me how just 35 pounds, and I felt that even after losing only 12 pounds. And like you suggested, I also really took the baby steps. I was a carbaholic. I think I was doing 150 grams of carbs and I was heading down a slippery slope towards pre-diabetes. Thankfully, I never hit that. But then once I started backing off the carbs and just eliminating the carbs and adding those fats, which sounds so strange. If you're watching, a keto diet is 5% carbs, 75% fat, and 20% protein. So it's just kind of amazing to me how just kind of mixing up what you eat in different proportions can cause the inflammation to come down. I'm in my 60s. I actually thought that metabolism died well in our 50s.
I'm
I
with
didn't
you.
I didn't think that it was possible for me to lose weight. I've always been physically active. And I didn't think, I just thought, well, it's just a genetic thing. But I was talking with a friend of mine today, and genetics really and truly has nothing to do with the choices of what you're putting into your mouth. So it truly is a choice.
But I didn't have that. I was healthy. I worked out. I was highly insulin resistant. And what made me go on the keto and do all of the products, especially the newer ones that they're coming out, they wanted to give me Victoza. He said, this is the last resort. Your A1C or AC1 is going into danger zone. And I said, I don't eat carbs. I gave up alcohol. I'm eating well. What are you doing to me? I have a potato chip here and there. Come on. And then I switched to keto and everything just changed. Everything. I mean, the inflammation, your pancreas starts working better. Everything starts working better. You start sleeping better. And they say the keto flu, drink some pickle juice, do something like that. But it makes you aware of what your body likes and what your body likes. But I wish I could have just got rid of some food and everything would have been perfect. But that wasn't my journey or my, you
Yeah,
know.
I know, and everybody's journey, especially with a traumatic brain injury or an experience like what you had, is completely different. I know for myself, after my TBI, that I started to get a little bit more of the brain fog and everything. And what I noticed is when I cleaned up my diet, I had the ginger and the turmeric that brought the inflammation down. I used our detox products, which also help kind of take the yucky stuff out of my body, that I just had a crisper brain. The synapses seemed to be working better. I just thought it was just an unbelievable, empowering, and enlightening experience. So thank you so much for sharing.
No problem. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate you and your time.
I
So,
appreciate you so much. I just think you are such a little warrior girl and a phoenix. And do you have any closing thoughts?
I had an anatomy physiology teacher. He was 90 years old. He was an army doctor. And he said this. Yeah, I know. And it was the best anatomy class. He would go through that book and say, you'll never know that, you'll never do this. But he said, you treat your body like a temple, it will last you a lifetime. If you do not, you're in serious trouble. And he was 90 and still teaching and very, very, very bright. And he was very active. And he said, that is the key. And the other guy that I took was Norm Shealy. He was a neurosurgeon. And he said, you know, he believed in the homeopathic stuff. And he said, he called them the pharma mafias. He said the pharmaceuticals rule the earth, and that's why he quit being a neurosurgeon. He said they wanted him to give him drugs, and he said, if you don't need the drugs, why would you take them? And he says, ask yourself what you're putting into your body. So those are the two doctors that I refer back to, because when I start getting a little crazy, like we always do, like have a cookie or two or have a drink or two, you know, I'll go, yeah, it's the holidays. So you go, oh yeah. And then all of a sudden you'll go, that's not going to end well, you know, and it's the same, you know, and both of those guys were still teaching in their 90s. So that's got to tell you something. Still driving and teaching in their 90s.
That's amazing. I think with that, I don't need to add anything else. That is powerful beyond belief. The only add-on I want to do is please share this with anybody and everybody that you love, that you want to help. Sometimes people just need to hear these different stories to empower themselves, but you are worth your health. So make that choice today. Thanks so much, Sam. Everyone have a
Thank you.
blessed evening. Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.